3, your floating plants are dying. 2, your fish are stressed. 1, your water quality is suffering. But don't panic. There's a simple solution to all these problems: dwarf water lettuce. In the next few minutes, we'll count down the top ways this amazing plant could revolutionize your aquarium. Get ready for a greener, cleaner, and happier tank. You know that feeling when you look at your tank and see a mess of brown, mushy leaves floating on the top? Yeah, it's not pretty. Your fish are darting around, stressed out, and the water looks like it's seen better days. We've all been there. Trust me. Enter dwarf water lettuce. This little plant might just be the superhero for your tank needs. But here's the thing. It's not as easy as just tossing it in and hoping for the best. There's a bit more to it than that. So, are you ready to dive into the world of aquatic plant care? We're about to go on a journey that could change your tank forever. But first, let's talk about why your other floating plants kept failing. I mean, it's important to know what went wrong before we fix it, right? Now picture this: a thriving underwater garden, lush and green. Now look at your tank. Not quite the same, is it? Don't worry, you're not alone. But here's the kicker. The solution might be simpler than you think. Ready to turn your aquatic plant graveyard into a floating paradise? Let's dive into the root of the problem. You know, it's funny how the very things we do to keep our fish happy can sometimes spell disaster for our plants. Take overcrowding, for example. It's like throwing a party in a tiny apartment. Sure, it's fun for a while, but eventually someone's got to step on your toes. In the aquarium world, overcrowding means less nutrients to go around. Your dwarf lettuce is basically standing in a buffet line, watching all the good stuff disappear before it can grab a bite. And don't even get me started on lighting. You wouldn't expect a plant to thrive in a dark closet, right? Well, your floating plants feel the same way about inadequate lighting. Now, let's talk about those mushy bits you're seeing. You know, the yellowing leaves and rotting roots. That's basically plant sunburn mixed with malnutrition. It's like your plants are trying to survive on a diet of fast food while lying out in the sun all day. Not a pretty picture, is it? But here's where dwarf lettuce comes in. This little guy is like the tough kid on the playground. It can take a hit and keep on growing. It's more resilient than many other floating plants, able to adapt a wider range of conditions. That doesn't mean it's invincible, though. Even the toughest plants have their limits. So what makes dwarf lettuce different? Well, for one, it's got a knack for nutrient absorption. Those long, feathery roots aren't just for show. They're like tiny vacuum cleaners sucking up nutrients from the water column. This means they can often outcompete algae, keeping your tank cleaner in the process. Another cool thing about dwarf lettuce is its ability to shade the water surface. This can be a game changer if you're dealing with algae issues or have fish that prefer dimmer lighting. It's like having a natural canopy in your tank. But here's the thing, and this is important. Understanding these issues is just the first step. It's not enough to know why your plants are dying. You need to know how to fix it. And that's where things get really interesting. Now that we've pinpointed why your plants are struggling, it's time for the fun part, the cure. You know, it's funny how sometimes the smallest changes can make the biggest impact. Ever wondered what would happen if you gave your dwarf water lettuce the 5-star treatment? Let's dive in and turn your aquatic plant struggles into a green success story. First things first, let's talk about choosing healthy plants. When you're picking out your dwarf water lettuce, look for vibrant green leaves and long, healthy roots. Avoid any plants with yellowing or browning edges. Those are red flags. Once you've got your plants, don't just toss them in your tank right away. Give them a little spa treatment first. A quick dip in a mild bleach solution will help knock out any hitchhikers like snails or even algae. Now, let's set the stage for your dwarf water lettuce to thrive. These guys love light, but not too much. Aim for moderate lighting. About 6 to 8 hours a day should do the trick. And here's a pro tip. If you're using LED lights, make sure they're not too close to the surface. You don't want it to fry your floating friend. When it comes to water flow, think gentle stream, not raging river. Too much current and your lettuce will end up doing laps around your tank. The gentle surface movement is perfect. It'll keep your plants circulating without stressing them out. Let's talk nutrients. Your dwarf water lettuce is like a teenager always hungry. A liquid fertilizer high in nitrogen will keep those leaves green and growing. Just remember, a little goes a long way. Start with half the recommended dose and see how your plants respond. Now, I know you're eager to see results, but patience is key here. In the first week, you might not notice much change, but by week 2, you'll start seeing new leaves popping up, and those roots, they'll start reaching down like tiny explorers, getting longer and bushier. By week 4, if you follow these steps, you'll be amazed at the transformation. Remember those few sad leaves you started with? Well, now you're looking at lush green carpet floating on your tank. It's like watching a time-lapse video in real life. But here's the kicker, and this is where it gets really exciting. Dwarf water lettuce doesn't just grow, it multiplies. In optimal conditions, these little guys can double their population in just a couple of weeks. Before you know it, you might have more plants than you know what to do with. Now that you've got a thriving carpet of dwarf water lettuce, you might be thinking, great, my tank looks pretty, but hold on a second. What if these plants are secretly working overtime? There's more going on beneath the surface than you might think. Let's dive into the unexpected benefits of your new floating forest. You know how fish in the wild always seem to look healthier and happier than your tank-bound cousins? Well, that's because natural habitats provide more than just a place to swim. They offer shelter, food, and a sense of security. And guess what? Your dwarf water lettuce is bringing a slice of that nature paradise right into your living room. Take a closer look at those long, feathery roots dangling in the water. They're not just for show. These roots are like nature's own filtration system, sucking up excess nutrients and helping to keep your water crystal clear. It's like having a built-in cleanup crew that never takes a day off. But the benefits don't stop here. Have you noticed your fish behaving differently since you added the dwarf water lettuce? Those shy tetras that you used to hide in the corner, they're probably out and about, schooling under the leafy canopy. That's not just cute, it's a sign of a happy, healthy fish feeling safe in their environment. And let's talk about those baby fish. If you've got any breeding pairs in your tank, you're in for a treat. The leaves create the perfect nursery for fry, giving them a safe place to hide from hungry adults. It's like a natural fish daycare center. Remember when we started this journey trying to keep our plants from turning into mush? Well, look at us now. We've not only saved our plants, but created a thriving ecosystem that's benefiting every living thing in your tank. Your fish are less stressed, your water quality is improving, and you might even see some natural breeding behavior. But here's the real kicker. All these benefits came from simply providing the right care for one plant species. It's a perfect example of how interconnected our aquatic ecosystems are. By focusing on health of your dwarf water lettuce, you've inadvertently improved the entire environment for your fish. Man, we've come a long way, haven't we? From struggling with rotting plants to creating a thriving underwater oasis. It's amazing what a little knowledge and care can do. Remember, the key to success with dwarf water lettuce is all about balance. The right light, gentle water flow, and just enough for nutrients. But here's the real magic. By focusing on these plants, we've transformed our entire aquarium ecosystem. Our fish are happier, our water's clearer, and we might even see some baby fish soon. It's like we've unlocked a secret level in our aquarium game. So, are you ready to give dwarf water lettuce a try? Trust me, your tank will thank you. And who knows? You might just discover a whole new side to this hobby. This video next up, we're diving into another mind-blowing aquarium topic, and I will see you there.